Hello, my name is Jim Ritchie. I'm a co-founder and the CEO of ANRV. ANRV stands for All Season Electric Off-Road New and Modern RV. And I'm going to tell you about this exciting new offering to the marketplace today. So I'm going to first start by talking a little bit about the outside and some of the construction techniques, why we chose to build it on a Ford Transit van all-wheel drive chassis, and then we'll go inside and I'll show you some of the key differentiating features. So first of all, we're built on a Ford Transit cutaway chassis. This is a 2020 model year, but our first production model years will be on the 2021s. We really spec it with all the high-end features from Ford, including options such as the xenon high-intensity headlights, heated mirrors, all the features you'd want in the actual Transit chassis to use off-road and all season. So I'll tell you a little bit more about those. So as an example, one of the things we do get from Ford is we get these nice running boards. But you'll also see we upgrade the chassis with a lot of off-road features. For example, you'll see the BFG KO2 tires. Those are larger tires, gives you a little bit more ground clearance for going off-road. And then we also put a 2-inch lift kit on this from Van Compass. That also, and heavy-duty springs. And in addition, we raised the shock mounts and we put on custom Falcon shocks that are specifically tuned to provide a better ride for the ANRV when you're off-road. So let's walk around to the front real quick. And we'll look inside. So, as mentioned, this is the 2020 all-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive has worked great for us in our testing going off-road. If you look inside, you'll see that we appoint this with the 10-way leather seats, the heated seats, once again for all-season capability. And it's got the touchscreen, all the features you want from Ford. One additional feature we add is Ford's remote key fob start with the advanced perimeter security. Very nice to have this on a cold morning if you're laying in bed and you want to heat up the cab before you drive away. So it's simple to start. Just hit a couple buttons. Get the remote start, works great. Easy to shut down as well. All right, so let's walk around and show a few more capabilities. ANRV is really designed as an all-season vehicle. Everything is heated inside, batteries, water tanks, all of that. The only water that we have outside is our gray water tank. It's a 28-gallon gray water tank. But if you look down here, you'll see that it's insulated with 1 inch on all sides of high-density foam. In addition, we have 2 sources to actually make sure that it doesn't freeze. We run the coolant lines from the engine that we use to heat our hot water, our marine hot water heater. We actually run those along the tank for providing passive heating. And then in addition, we have an electric 12-volt tank heater on the bottom of the tank. So those 2 sources will guarantee that the tank will never freeze, even in the coldest weather. You can manually dump the tank, and there's also an actuated ball valve here where you can remotely dump the tank from inside. So that's the gray water tank that's outside. Walk around to the back here, you'll see we've got really heavy duty. These are stainless steel wheel wells. Plenty of room if you do want to put a snow tire on, in addition to the all-wheel drive. Heavy duty mud flaps. The lowest point in the ANRV is the differential, but we provide a differential skid plate on there by default. And as I mentioned earlier, we actually have raised the shocks using the shock mount points up so they're above the differential. And finally, you'll see that we actually provide a full-size spare, same tire, the BFG Goodrich KO2s. One thing you won't see on this walk around is we have a new bumper coming, which is a custom steel and aluminum bumper, which has the tail lights sitting here, LED tail lights, a tow hitch It's a Class 3 2-inch tow hitch. So in the next photos, we'll show you our beautiful custom bumper. All right, so let's talk about the back here. On the back here, you'll see we have a air conditioning. This is a high efficiency 25 SEER air conditioner. We can run this off our electrical system almost all day in almost all conditions. It's amazingly efficient and also very quiet. When we go inside, you won't even be able to hear it running. It's running off batteries right now. You also notice on the back here, we provide L-track, so you can attach other items that you may want to take around with you. You can put shovels or gear to help you recover from getting stuck, or whatever you want, very flexible using the L-track. And you see we have a light bar. We also have the standard backup camera and an optional camera from Garmin. It's a dual camera system, both front and back, so you can have that on full time if you like. It also has a passive parking mode function, so if you're camped out at night, you can get notifications if someone's walking around outside the AAON RV or a bear's walking around. It'll notify you. You can see what's going on outside the vehicle. One of the key design features of the AAON RV is our large heated storage garage. This is about 65 cubic feet. It's a full pass-through, you can see. It's large enough to store bikes. We have 39.5 inches here, 24 inches this way, and we also provide L-track in here so you can hang gear or use it as tie downs. You can also see in here our fresh water tanks. We provide 2 fresh water tanks connected as one tank. Provides you up to 58 gallons of fresh water, and then another 8 gallons that is stored in the hot water heater. So you can take up to 66 gallons of fresh water. So you can see we have a large gear garage. It's full pass-through, big enough to store bikes or even e-bikes or whatever you want. Our large fresh water tank system, and then we also have a really high quality, high efficiency water filtering system. Goes down to 0.2 microns and will even filter out viruses. So that all comes standard with the AAON RV. You'll notice on the AAON RV, everything is insulated, including all the doors and windows. So for instance, these storage doors, not only they are lockable, but they also have 1 inch of insulation with a thermal transfer free construction. All the doors, cargo doors, and the lockable water, this is your gravity fill for your water tanks, are all lockable and use the same keying system, which makes it very easy. And then over here we have our electrical hookup. So if you do want to charge from shore power, you can do that here. It's a 30 amp plug, and we provide you a nice cable. So this cable comes standard with the AAON RV. Plug into the shore power, and then you can get an optional step down if you want to go and plug into a regular 15 amp outlet as well. One thing that differentiates the AAON RV is the construction we use. It's really unique in the mass market RV business. All the panels are built out of insulated fiberglass reinforced panels. These are highly insulated. The side walls are 2 inches thick. The roof, the front wall, the back wall, and the floor are 3¼ inches thick. And each of those panels also has different structures embedded inside the panel to do whatever it needs to do. For instance, the floor has steel in it, and that's how one of the ways we attach the floor or the body of the camper to the actual Ford chassis using 24 automotive grade bolts. So that's a real key differentiator, is the panel system that we use. It's really the same construction that you would use in a high-end yacht. In addition, you can see these are custom aluminum pieces that we designed and they're fitted. And the entire box is constructed and put together using an industrial strength polyurethane adhesives. We use no mechanical fasteners in building the AAON RV box. Why is that important? Well, it allows us to build a box that is much stronger, much lighter, much better insulated, and also more flexible than a typical RV construction. Those are all characteristics that you want in an RV designed to go off-road and for all-season camping. Now that we've had a walk around of the Aon RV, let's go inside. The first thing you'll notice is our heavy-duty aluminum steps here. These are very stable and very solid when you put them down. Great to walk on. You can adjust them for different heights. We also have an optional handrail if you'd like to provide some additional stability when going up the steps. One other thing I want to mention here is our main bathroom system by default is a Thetford cassette system, and this is the cassette here where you can take it out. We also offer an optional upgrade to a composting toilet. So let's go on inside. The first thing you'll notice is the thick insulated door. Once again, everything is highly insulated with thermal-free construction in the Aon RV. All the lighting is LED lighting. We also provide an outside light, and we can control that light just by reaching in here. We've got it on a dimmer switch, so easy to dim the light, or you want to turn it off. It's key to be able to access this light switch from out without having to go inside every time. The door has a sliding shade here, and also you can use this for storage, or some people even use it as a little waste paper bin. So one of the things you'll notice right away with the Aon RV is that the bathroom is in the door entry. So why is that? Well, one of the key things that we found in our design was that you don't use the bathroom all that often, or the shower all that often. So in putting it in the doorway, it really provides a better use of space, and we'll show you how it works. In addition, with having this shower right here, this is a removable shower, and you can take this outside, and we provide you a place where you can actually hang it and use an outdoor shower. Or if you're coming in from a long day of hiking, you can wash your feet off here, or you can wash off your dog outside. Really kind of multiple flexibilities with how the shower is used. That's one of the key design goals of Aon RV, is everything should have multiple uses if possible, and also should have backup systems. So another thing that you can use the bathroom for besides showering is a mud room. So like we said, you can wash your shoes off here, or you can come in, you can leave your dirty shoes sitting on top of the shower pan here. And then the third thing that we've designed this for is a drying room. So if you've been out skiing on a long day, your gear is wet, I don't want to bring that gear inside where I'm actually living. So you can hang the gear inside this room, and then we provide a ducted heating right here. You can turn this on, this heating source, hang your gear up in here, and we actually provide you a clothes hanger on it. Shut the door here, and now this becomes a drying room. This will get up to 80, 90 degrees very quickly, and you turn on the max fan with sucking the air out, and it will suck the hot, moist air right out. Ideal for a drying room for your gear and not bringing all your wet gear in. You really want to leave your wet gear here, or like if I'm skiing, I'm going to put my boots back here, my skis in the back, because this garage is heated. That's a key thing. It's a heated garage. So now let's go on in and take a look at the rest of the Aon RV. Okay, let's take a look at the features of the bathroom. So the first thing you'll notice is there's a flip-up sink. That was a key element in the design so we could save room. So when you're ready to use the sink, you simply drop it down, use the sink, water's here, lift it up, it dumps the water down, and it drains right down into the gray water tank. The second thing you'll see here is we have a nice medicine cabinet. We've got power here, 110, so you can run your hair dryer, whatever you want. Light here, LED lights. All the lights in the Aon RV are LED. And then here we have our toilet system. This is a Thetford cassette toilet. You'll notice the head rotates, easy to use. And as we mentioned earlier, we have an upgrade to an optional composting toilet. And here we have the shower. So how does the shower work? We call the shower a semi-dry shower. It's not a wet shower because you can actually drop this shower curtain down, and that will prevent most of the water from splashing up onto the sink or the toilet. Close the door here, and then turn the light on when I shower. shut that side. Now I can shower and then close the shower door, turn on the fan, and we've got a nice shower system here. Lastly, in the bathroom, we talked earlier about its use as a drying room. We provide standard, this hanger that comes across, latches on the side and allows you to hang your gear up and dry it. Makes it very easy. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about how do we get in from the cabin to the cab. So we provide a pass-through, and notice we don't actually integrate the cab seating into the living space. Why is that? Well, to really be a truly all-season vehicle, we feel that you need to have a door that's insulated so you can close off the cab from the rest of the living space. This also provides extra security because it's a locking door. So if you're in a place where you're not really sure about when you're sleeping, or you go away for a long day of hiking, you can lock this off here, and makes it much more difficult for someone to get in. The weakest point is always, in a camper van like this, is always the windows in the cab area. And so this allows us to shut those off and just provides a much better heated and cooling system when you're able to shut that off from the living space away from the transit cab. So let's talk about the walkthrough. Very easy to get in. Just duck down, drop in. And if you want to get back out, simple. We actually provide a nice little padded area here so you make sure you don't hit your head. And then you want to get out, certainly turn and step on out. All right, here you see we have our refrigerator freezer. It was very important for us to have a separate freezer compartment. We like our ice cream nice and cold. And a large refrigerator. This refrigerator is built by Vitra Frigo. It's a marine refrigerator. It's a 24-volt compressor refrigerator. Next, I want to point out the storage. One thing you'll see in Aon RV is the gigantic amount of storage for an RV this size. Here you can store appliances, whatever you want. And then down below, we have very large pull-out drawer here. Once again, you could even put appliances, large pots and pans. And let's look at the construction of these drawers. This is all European hardware, Bloom metal drawers, positive slam latches. And we'll talk about the actual construction of these drawers a little bit later. So drawers are positive latch drawers. Down here we have a dog or a cat food area. This is designed so pull that up and you can store your dog bowls, your cat litter, whatever you like right here. Makes it very easy. You could even make a cutout in this if you wanted. All right, so let's go on to the kitchen. The kitchen, you see we have high quality solid surface countertops, undermount stainless steel sinks, nice faucets with even a pull down here, soap dispenser. This is the 2-burner induction cooktop. This is an option, an upgrade. It comes standard with a 1-burner. And then the cabinets above, these are all flip ups. You'll see there's an optional microwave, small microwave that you can install. Once again, all positive marine high quality latching system. They don't rattle. Another thing we offer is a very large amount of drawer space. You got 4 large drawers here, and then a flip down for your sponge or whatever you like. And then here, this is actually where the water heater is, and you can store your induction cooktop stores down there. We also have our fire extinguisher down there, and there's a shelf where you can store other kitchen items down there, cleaning products, that kind of thing. All right, so one of the other main things that we have for our food storage is we have a pull-out pantry in the Aon RV. It's fairly unique for an RV this size. It's on a very large, strong slide. It locks out in a positive lock, and you can store food items, whatever you want in here. And then down below that is actually another pull-out, which is designed for your recycling and your garbage. If we go to this side, Once again, I think very unique for an RV this size is 2 wardrobes. These have hangers in them, so you can hang your clothes, or you can just store whatever you want. Very large. Once again, over the dinette, large storage for whatever you want here, food, etc., and positive slam latches. These are hidden latches. The dinette is set up to be very comfortable for 2 adults or 4 smaller adults. So very easy for me to sit in here. Table is actually adjustable up, down, and out. It's on top of the Lagoon system. And you can pull these cushions out if you like. I use these cushions. I like to sit like this and kind of relax. Or you can just take them out, throw them up on the bed or whatever if you're not using them. Another thing you'll notice, it was very important in our design to have 4 fully seat-belted seats. So we have an aluminum frame that's mounted to the steel frame of the van itself, and with full 3-point seat belts. That frame is being pull tested right now, so that's why you don't see the seat belts here. But that's designed so you could have 2 kids fully seat belted in here. Pretty easy. It's a 32-inch wide seat, or 1 large adult could fit in here very easily with the seat belt. So how can you use the dinette? Like I said, it's got a rotating table here, but we've also designed the Aeon RV to be great for working off-grid as well. So plenty of power sources. If I'm working here on my computer, you'll see down below, there's 110 volt. There's also 12 volt power down there. And then above on this side of the dinette, we also have 110 power outlet here. That's designed so that if you want, you can mount a monitor or a TV right here. And then you'll also notice down here, there's another mount point for the Lagoon table. You can move the Lagoon table to this side and have it as a stand-up desk. Very easy to do. Let's look at how the lighting system works. It's all low voltage LED lights. You'll see here, you can switch on some lights. The lights are all dimmable. These are our main task lights. Over the kitchen, same idea, main LED lights, they're dimmable. These are our main task lights. Up here you can see we have main lighting in the MaxxFan vent hood cover. That's kind of fun. And then we also have an optional mood lighting where you can turn on some mood lights and set them for different colors. These are kind of fun. They have different modes. And that looks actually like the light, but that's actually just the reflection of the light. So it's reflecting off the gel-coated roof. So let's show how the dinette can be made down into the bed, because one of the key elements of the Aeon RV is that you can sleep 2 adults on the full queen-size bed back here, and then have a bed that you can make up for your kids. So we'll quickly show how you can do that. Just pull the table off here, set that aside. And then I can pull off the Lagoon mount. Let's just set this down here for now. Get the table set down in here very easily. And then we can just slide these cushions over. And you've got a nice bed, which I'm almost 6 foot tall. And I can almost fit down in here and sleep a little bit. So it's really designed for 2 small kids. Now there is an option to flip out. That's why we have these extra cushions. There's an option to flip this out, and it will extend the bed to this width here. Not going to show that today, but there is an option for that, so you can make the bed a full 48 inches wide. Still have room to slip by, at night if needed. All right, now I have the Lagoon table mounted for a stand-up desk. I like to work on the road, so this makes it very easy. I can mount a monitor, as we mentioned earlier, over here if I like, or just use my laptop. And this also has, can be rotated around. You can use this for extra prep space, or maybe storage, or serving space. You maybe have people coming from outside. You could put it up high like this and have people, a serving or a bar area. So multiple uses again for how the table's actually used. Here we have our main controls. This is the Victron Energy 5-inch touch screen that communicates with the Serbo, so we can see everything that's going on. I don't currently have it turned on. And this is our Webasto heater, our hair heater. So we have two heating sources. We have a 4 kilowatt Webasto heater that's installed under the seat here, and that's vented out in 3 places. Here's the main heating vent. We talked about the heating vent in the shower, and there's also a heating vent in the storage gear garage, so you can direct the heat around where you want to and control it all from the Webasto controls right here. Now that you've enjoyed your evening at the table, cooked your dinner, you're ready to go to bed. So how do we get in bed? Well, it's very easy. You just pull these steps out. They're on slides. These stairs are also large storage bins, so you can store shoes or whatever you want. Very easy to get into bed. Just step on up, and now you're in a full queen size bed. If I scoot back here, you'll see how much room there is. We've got up here a skylight. I like to, at night, sleep, look out at the stars. You can open this for air. If you have it open, maybe you're in bug country, you want to put this bug screen across, you can do that. Or maybe you don't want to look out and you want a good night's sleep, there's also a blockout shade. In addition, we have a light here. Main light source provides plenty of light. And then over here we have reading lights, LED reading lights you can turn on. And of course we've got USB chargers or 12-volt chargers here. And you can keep your phone here, put your water bottle, put a book, whatever you need. Up here we have plenty of storage. These slide, lots of storage. And then this massive storage on this side for clothes, coats, whatever seasonal gear that you need. Plenty of storage. Also, when you're laying in bed, you may want to relax. So we put power back here where you can mount a monitor or just watch TV off of your maybe your iPad. I can sit up here very easily. Like I said, I'm 6 foot tall. I can sit up here very easily and just sit back and relax. Here's our air conditioning unit. We'll turn that on. It runs off the batteries. Very quiet. It also is a heat pump, so it can provide heating as well down to minus 13 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's turn that on. Got my remote here. Okay, the air conditioning is on. It's blowing out cold air. You can barely hear it. It's only, I think, 24 decibels on low. Very quiet. In addition, we have a our Max Air remote here. We can turn the fan on from the bed as well. And of course, we have a smoke alarm, CO2 detector. I think that's it in the bed. So very comfortable back here. 2 people, plenty of room for sleeping. So now it's time to get out of the bed, very easy. Just step over. We also provide a handle here. At night it may be dark. You can easily just grab this handle if you need it. Extra sport. I feel comfortable. Big wide steps, easy to come down. So that's it. I'm done for the night. Let's lock it back up. We're all good to go. Okay, now let's talk about the heart of the system, the electrical system. This is what makes everything happen in the Aeon RV, and is really where we spent most of our energies in design. So let's first talk about the batteries, because that's where we start. We're partnered with Battle Born. By default, you get 6 Battle Born batteries. At 12 volts, they're 100 amp hours each. However, we wire them up and our whole electrical system is 24 volts. We do that for efficiency reasons. You can upgrade the battery system to 10 Battle Born batteries, which gives you over 13 kilowatts of power. These are the heated batteries from Battle Born, self-heating batteries, so you don't have to worry about them not performing in cold weather. And that's what these small little wires are down here. Those are the heat leads. And then over on the other side, you'll see the heating elements will come on when, by the BMS when you get down to the temperature where they need to be self-heating. But we also have a switch here where you can manually turn that off if you want. You know you're going to be at hot temperatures. Okay, let's go back to the other side here real quick. On the electrical system, we have two main switches. We have the main battery cutoff switch here. That allows you to disconnect the batteries from the rest of the electrical system. That's important. And then here we have a selector switch. This is a 110 volt switch. And this allows you to select where you want to have 120 volt electricity coming in for charging purposes for your batteries. So you can select inverter charging, that's from the alternator through a second inverter we have into the Victron MultiPlus, and then to charging your batteries. Or you can select shore power, and shore power, we talked about that earlier. We saw where we plug in the shore power, that's where we select which of those charging sources that we're using. Okay, so now let's look at the main electrical system here. As you can notice, we use all Victron energy equipment in our analysis. That's the highest quality that we could find and the most programmable and ability for us to really configure it how we want it to. So the heart of the Victron system is the inverter. That's the MultiPlus. It's a 24 volt, 3000 VA, 70 amp inverter. And then we have the main bus bar here, which is the Lynx distributor, and that's a 24 volt bus bar. We have the smart shunt here, so that allows us to, the smart shunt down here, which allows us to measure the battery state of charge. Here we have our smart solar charge controller, which connects into the 700 watts of solar that we have on the roof. And then up here we have the Serbo GX. The Serbo GX is a monitoring and smart programmable device, and that really will allow you to monitor not only the batteries, the solar, but also things like the gray water tank and the fresh water tank we have integrated. We'll talk more about that here, but here's a little access panel, a 5-inch screen, touch screen, that you can access all the state of the system. And you can also access that from your through various Victron apps from your cell phone or a tablet, and they have a really great portal that allows you to see everything that's going on in the system. And we are also enhancing the Serbo GX with software that we've developed ourselves to provide more integration and control, including our vaunted dog mode feature, which is the key feature that we really want, which allows you to leave your animals inside the RV while you go on a hike and automatically maintain the right temperature, the right state of charge in the batteries. Automatically will run the air conditioner or heating as needed. So that's a key feature. A few more things I will point out here on the electrical system. This here is the solar disconnect. So you can disconnect the solar panels if you want, which is key when you're trying to work on the system. And then down here is our main 12 volt and 110 volt panels. So we've got our breakers here and all our fuses here. And this panel runs at 12 volts because we use a step down, Victron step down, to step down from the 24 volt down to the 12 volt. We do run some of our appliances directly off 24 volt. The refrigerator is a 24 volt appliance, and our water pump is a 24 volt appliance. But the rest of the low voltage appliances, such as LED lights and such, they all run at 12 volt. The Max fan, that all runs at 12 volts. So that's an overview of the electrical system. There are a few other switches here I'll mention. This is our tank water, gray water tank heater. That will come on automatically, but you can manually turn it off if you want. This is a switch to actually turn off the step down. So if you want to turn off the low voltage side to the 12 volt side, you can disconnect that with this switch here. And then this here is actually a switch which runs an actuated ball valve to automatically dump the gray water tank remotely. There's also a manual switch, as we showed you earlier, or a manual valve on the outside. All right, that's it. That's the overview of the electrical system. These windows actually have different lockout positions. So you can keep the windows open when it's raining, and then when it's time to close up, push all the way up. Let's lock them all the way and make it safe and secure. Oh, but we also, sometimes we like to have the windows open, but we're in bug country. So here we have a nice integrated bug screen, or maybe it's at night, we don't want people seeing in. We have an integrated blockout shade. Those are all key elements of these windows. It's true for all three windows in here. Very large window, great for looking out when we're sitting at the dinette. We spoke about the construction of the Aon RV outside and how we're built out of fiberglass reinforced panels. Let me show you what that means. Here's an example of the wall panel. This is 2 inches of polyurethane foam with 1.5 millimeters of fiberglass gel coated on each side. These are the side walls. The floor, the ceiling, and the front and back walls are 3 1/4 inch. And these come together and are attached to each other using this fiberglass pultrusion. This is a very strong but very light. And we use a industrial strength polyurethane glue to glue these into these channels. So as an example, glue is put here, 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 here. This wall is inserted there. The other floor or the ceiling is inserted here and glued together, and that provides the structure for the two pieces to come together with no mechanical fasteners, and more important, no thermal transfer. You can see the two pieces overlap, and that provides great insulation, so there's no thermal transfer possible from the outside to the inside. So that's a key component of a differentiator of how the Aon RV is constructed. Now inside, we also don't use any mechanical fasteners to fasten or adhere all of our cabinetry. If you look over here, you'll see the cabinetry is all glued to the walls using that same polyurethane adhesive. It's a high strength industrial marine adhesive. It dries a little bit flexible, which is also very important, so nothing will kind of rattle around and it will tend to not come apart over time as you're going down rough washboard roads off-road. So also, now let's look at our cabinetry materials. We mentioned earlier that all of our cabinetry is built out of high quality European hardware, but more importantly is the materials that we used to actually construct the cabinets. We looked around at many different materials, from very fancy and esoteric high-end polymers to honeycomb materials with fiberglass, and we ended up coming back to a high quality but lightweight plywood that's laminated with thin layers of MDF on the outside, and then we also have a high strength thermally fused laminate for the coloring on the outside. So this is an inside panel we use. It's 1/2 inch. We use for drawers and other structural, and for the door fronts we use a 5/8, and you'll see how the quality of the plywood, this material is very strong, very lightweight, and very high quality, and it really has made a cabinet that we feel is probably second to none in the RV industry. Now let's look at actually how we build the cabinets. This is also quite unique. You'll look up here and you notice they're not built like typical kitchen cabinets or bathroom cabinets you see in their house. That back wall is actually the wall of the RV itself. So these are really designed to be very lightweight, and they're all, as I said, glued in place using that very strong adhesive. This is not going anywhere, only with glue. So once again, a very unique design and building characteristic that we've used in the Aon RV to make it stronger, lighter, more flexible, and just will last much longer going off-road. So that's a quick tour of the Aon RV. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm sure I've missed many of the features and capabilities. All the specifications on our website. Please reach out and contact us if you have any questions. Our website is aonrv.com, and we'd love to talk to you, answer any questions you may have about the Aon RV. Thanks again, and I'm Jim Ritchie, CEO and co-founder of Aon RV.